transformational change takes time. And I know some of you are doing really, really well. I know some of you are really new to this work, and I know some of you are veterans. You know it back to front, and you're applying and you're getting the result. And I wanted to break down the 5 steps for transformational change, because I know how frustrating it can be when we're constantly knowing what we want, we're knowing what we don't want, and we're in the middle where the change isn't happening. We're in the middle where we start to get frustrated, we get annoyed, and we get pissed off, and we kind of don't make progress because we get stuck in the overwhelm. And I know it's frustrating, and I know that you know that feeling because we've all been there. It's called being a human. However, if we can understand the 5 steps, you'll start to really embed it quite quickly, because you guys are all fast learners here. You guys are all action takers, you're seekers, yeah? And so when you know it, you'll understand it, and when you understand it, you can do something about it. So here's how it works. The first step is awareness. And this is the shitty part, but also the beautiful part, where we find ourselves in the chaos of something that we don't want anymore. It's the pain point of suffering that says, hey, look at me, I'm trying to tell you something, listen, listen, listen. And we might ignore these messages for a very long time, but eventually you get to this place of awareness of going, oh shit, I need to do something about this. I don't want this anymore. And what happens is, it's such a great awareness, because all of a sudden we realize it's the behavior, it's a feeling, it's a pattern, it's a situation, it's a circumstance, it's a reality that we're currently experiencing that we don't want anymore. And we're ready to not have to deal with it anymore, right? And this awareness is gold, because without this information, nothing would be understood. And without understanding, we have nothing to stand on. And you know, that last line is, without understanding, we have nothing to stand on. And I think to have the awareness to go, even though it's shit, it's like, oh, actually, no, this is gold, because we can do something with this information. And so if you're in this situation right now, beautiful. Like, how good that we're talking about this right now. The second stage comes with knowledge, yeah? So this is the beginning of the path. We call it the search. It's the seeking of the knowledge around the painful awareness that we have. Provided that you don't stay in victim mode. And so it's very easy to be below the line. Below the line is where we basically are in victim mode. We are not taking responsibility for our part in this. And we are basically blaming other people, the situation, or the world, that there's a problem in our lives that we have nothing, no power or flexibility to change it. But you guys know this, that when you get above the line, we start to take some responsibility of like, okay, I can see how this situation happened, I can see how I was a part of it, and with that, I am willing to do something with that. So the second part is the search. And provided that we don't stay in victim mode, we come to take responsibility for our side of the situation in a loving way, not in, oh fuck, I've screwed this up, it's my fault. And we start to do that self-pity thing. We can get out of that really quickly when we start to realize that this is actually really great. I now have some knowledge and information, and now with that knowledge and information, I can do something with it. And so what happens is we search from a place of centeredness, and you guys felt that in the meditation that we just did. Our nervous systems are calm, we open up our hearts, and we start to acknowledge that we can start to find the right information for us to embed it in ourselves. And this is really powerful, because when we do it from this place, you're coming from such an open, curious mind that you can take what resonates and leave the rest. You don't have to take it all on. And you're not actually looking to get the answer, you're just searching. Are you with me? This is really powerful. And you have probably done this before without realizing it. We soak up all that information. The third change, from this place of centeredness, learning that we have realizations along the way. Wow, I get this now. It makes total sense. We go from despair and worry to, oh, okay, this actually makes sense now. The knowledge goes from our heads into our hearts, into our bodies. And you guys felt that before. We take what resonates and leave the rest, but we apply. And I'm going to share with you a powerful story about one of our members who has just finished her 6 months, and she's just done incredibly well with this. We apply the knowledge firsthand, whether it's practicing presence, acceptance, implementing a new habit, letting go of an old one that doesn't serve us any longer. But it becomes a practice, and a practice means that we show up daily to do it. Yeah. Fourth comes embodiment. From change, we start to embody it. So where it becomes a feeling-based learning, this is where it becomes a feeling-based learning. So we go from trying to intellectually understand it to actually feeling it in our bodies. Okay, wow, I feel it now. Yeah. So this is the purest form of learning because it's a feeling-based learning. It's a kinesthetic feeling. It's not like reading off a whiteboard and going, okay, like, John, what's 2 times 2? And it's like, it's not, it doesn't feel real. Yeah, we can't really embody that. What we want to do, we go from knowledge-based, head-based to heart-based, body-based, and we really start to feel the change within you. And it's really liberating, and it feels great, and it feels solid. Yeah, and I know a lot of you are going through this transformation at the moment, which is really cool to see. And then the 5th comes transformation. This is where we actually come to that place of actually thanking the pain. It's like, it's like you actually appreciate the pain in the first place that created this, which is what you hated at the start, but now you love it because it's given you what you needed to transform this situation. And it's beautiful, it's powerful. There might be tears, there might be gratitude, but it comes with a confidence that you feel. It's not something that you make up. You don't have to try and positively think about it. It just, you feel it, and it feels great. And so they're the 5 steps to transformational change, and it's an ever-going journey, obviously, from one challenge to the next. But if you can acknowledge where you're at on this and also understand it, it's just a really powerful tool to have going through these steps for yourself. And they can be quite dramatic and quick. They don't have to be, it's kind of like you can lead the horse to the water, but you can't make it drink it. But then all of a sudden the horse drinks it when you stop forcing it and trying to make it drink the water. And you go, oh my God, it's a miracle. But all of a sudden, it might have been months or weeks or whatever it is, and then all of a sudden it just clicks. And so if you're going through the journey, if you're finding that change is really hard right now, go through this text.